You open your eyes and think, maybe I was born into royalty. Maybe the golden cradle's just running late, right? Maybe Pharaoh himself is my uncle, and the gods have a throne waiting. Yeah, the gods had better plans for you. Turns out you were born in Pernemti, a dusty little village far south of Giza, where the only thing royal was the smell of cow dung. And the Nile was both our bath and our drinking cup. Your name? Meaning he who appears. Cam. And oh, you appeared. Right into poverty. Your parents owned no land, no goats, not even a fishing net. Just mud walls, reed mats, and a dream that one day, the river might flood enough to give you something to eat besides dry onions. Your father was a fisherman, thin as rope, skin cracked from the sun. He believed in hard work and the gods of the river. When he died from fever, I was 12. My mother cried until her eyes went red, but she kept feeding us with whatever scraps she could trade. You used to dream of leaving Pernemti. The elders spoke of the Pharaoh's great city to the north, where the sand met the sky and men built towers for the gods. They said the workers there were paid with food and gold. You didn't care about gold. You just wanted a full stomach. 1 year later, Pharaoh's men came, marching through the village in linen robes and shouting for volunteers. You immediately followed them, with a shaky body and dusty clothing. It was a 5-day walk to Giza. You traveled through endless sand. Men, donkeys, and wagons of rope. At night, the desert froze, and you wondered if the gods had forgotten this place altogether. They said the worksite was just a few days north. Lies. It was nearly 80 miles of sand, sun, and blistered feet. By the time you reached the Giza Plateau, you looked less like a boy and more like a burnt offering. By the time you saw the pyramid site for the first time, the horizon itself seemed broken, a mountain of white limestone, rising like a god's tomb in the making. Still half built, but already monstrous, it glowed white under the sun, like a mountain pretending to touch heaven. Someone beside you whispered, "This will make Pharaoh live forever." I thought, cool, what about us? But that not your current problem. Soon you heard a loud grumble. It was just your stomach telling you how it feels. After that, you hear an even louder noise. You hear chaos, shouting, whips cracking, stone grinding on stone. The second thing you feel is heat, the kind that melts your bones. There are thousands of men from all over Egypt. Farmers, fishermen, slaves, and prisoners. Some say it is all for Pharaoh Khufu. Others whisper it's for the gods themselves. You slept in huts made of clay, eating onions, garlic, bread, and sour beer that smells like vinegar. You learn quickly. If you don't move fast, the whip finds your back. If you collapse, someone else takes your ration. And if you die, well, they just drag you aside and fill your place before sundown. You instantly notice. It's strange when it rains in Giza. The desert smells alive, like wet clay and lightning. But rain here doesn't bless. It kills. One morning, our 40-man crew is hauling a limestone block up the ramp. The mud turns slick. Ropes stretch. The air thick with shouting. Then, a sharp crack. The rope snaps. The block thunders down, like the wrath of the gods. Men scatter, but not fast enough. 6 are crushed before anyone can scream. Their bodies vanish beneath the stone, and all we hear are muffled bones snapping, like the gods taking what they're owed. When it's over, the overseer spits and says, "Get another rope, keep pulling." That was your first lesson. Death doesn't stop the work, and somehow you say to yourself, "I'm still alive." The gods spared me. For reasons I still don't understand, maybe you were chosen for greater things. You finished the day's work, happy you survived certain death. But sadly, it will be you one day. Till then, though, you are done for the day. Finally, you would eat a healthy food. At least that's what your stomach thought. Your meals are simple. Bread, onions, lentils, and beer. Enough to keep you standing. Never enough to keep you strong. You sleep in the workers' camp. Rows of huts that smell of sweat and sickness. Fleas bite, the air stinks, and men cough through the night. One of your skinny friends, Menes, was just 18 when he fell sick. Probably got beaten by a snake when working. Fever burned him like fire. The doctor rubbed herbs on his chest and said, "If the gods want him, they'll take him." They did. By morning, his bed was empty, and by noon, his body was buried behind the camp. No prayers, No name carved in stone, just sand. His tools are already given to another man. When you live like this, you stop fearing death. You just hope it's quick. Days, months, and years of hard work and sweat gone. Finally, word spreads, Pharaoh Khufu is coming. The worksite must be perfect. Every block scrubbed, every rope polished, every man silent. When his chariot arrives, the sun catches his golden crown, and everyone drops to their knees. You don't look at him. You look at the sand. But curiosity kills your fear for a second, and you glance up. He's not a god. He's just a man. Pale skin, lined face, eyes that never meet yours. He doesn't see you. He sees the pyramid, the symbol of his power. The tomb that you, the nameless, are dying to build. When he leaves, the overseer shouts, "Work faster, Pharaoh wants heaven sooner." And that night, lying in the dust, you realize you're helping a man live forever, while you'll be forgotten before your body cools. By the 5th year, strange things start happening. A man loses his hand to a pulley. He screams until he can't. Another slips into the quarry pit. It takes 3 days to dig out his remains. Then lightning strikes during a sandstorm. It hits a wooden crane, splinters exploding into fire. You are thrown backward. Everything turns white. When I wake, half your crew is gone, burned, crushed, or simply missing. The overseer looks at you and says, "You're lucky, Kime. The gods want you alive." You don't feel lucky. You feel cursed, because every man who dies makes the silence heavier. And every morning you wake up, you wonder why you didn't join them. Years pass. You stop counting them. Your muscles ache all the time now. Your fingers don't straighten. You cough blood in the mornings, but you keep working. You think of home, your mother, your sister, but you've been gone so long. You don't even know if they're alive. You used to dream of leaving, of walking away from the desert. But when you look at the pyramid, you realize you've built your own cage. You're trapped by stone and by faith. Your hands no longer bleed. They're too hard for that. Your back never stops hurting. Your dreams are filled with sand and screams. You've forgotten the sound of the Nile. You've forgotten your mother's face. All you know now is the pyramid, the massive shadow that grows taller each year as your body grows smaller beneath it. You think maybe the gods enjoy watching this. Men killing themselves to lift one man closer to heaven. You don't even know what to believe anymore. And now, as the years of suffering carve deep lines into your soul, the end draws near. By now, you cough blood every morning. Your leg aches from an old wound that never healed. Still, you drag ropes, polish stones, lift baskets. Because if you stop working, you stop existing. Then the day finally comes. On an ordinary afternoon, you are finishing one of the top tiers. The wind is sharp, full of sand. You pull a rope too fast. Your foot slips. And just like that, you're falling. The world spins. Sky, stone, sand, until everything goes black. You feel your body hitting slopes, rolling, slamming into scaffolds, bones cracking, lungs screaming. When you stop, you taste blood, you open your eyes, and somehow you're still alive. The others rush down, lift you, but you can't move your leg. It's broken. The overseer says to you, if you can't walk by sunrise, feed him to the desert. They leave you in the hut. The night is quiet. The pyramid glowing silver. Under the moonlight, you whisper, "I built that." And then you'll laugh, because you just realize the truth. The gods never wanted to save you. They just wanted to watch you die slowly. You don't wake up the next morning. Someone buries you behind the camp, among hundreds of others. No tomb, no carvings, just sand. Centuries pass. The pharaoh's name fades. His treasures are stolen, but the pyramid still stands. Tourists come and stare, whispering, "How did they build this?" If only they knew. It was built with lives, with bones that cracked, with backs that broke, with hunger and faith and fear. Pharaoh may have owned the pyramid, but it's you and thousands of brave men. Men like you, the forgotten, who gave it a soul, born with nothing, died building eternity. Your parents named you Kime. You were born with nothing, and you died the same way. Only this time, the dust finally lets you rest.